Hi guys, this is our 8 on a hand warm-up, okay? And what we're doing here on 8 on a hand is I'm just going to teach you the setup of it, and then we'll talk about what we're doing in there. The setup is it's 8 on the right hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 on the left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 16 on the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then you follow it up by leading that same pattern on the left hand. 8 on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 on the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then followed up by 16 on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay? So that's the entirety of 8 on a hand. Now, we can add a lot of different aspects into this and a lot of things that we can work on. But the number one thing is making sure that our strokes on each of our hands stay the same, meaning that my one right hand stroke looks like my second right hand stroke, looks like my third. Okay? And also that we look the same between our hands, that my right hand looks exactly the same as my left hand. Okay? So this first time here, what we're going to do is we're going to use a full stroke, and that's what you've been seeing me playing here, and that's what I've been working on. Okay? And a full stroke just means that your prep, which means the upstroke and the downstroke and the rebound, meaning up, down, and how your stick bounces after you hit it, is all going to be equal. So a full means all the way up and all the way down. Now we can talk about different heights of full, but right now we're just going to do what we call a 12-inch full stroke, which is about as full as you can do. Okay? So as we're doing this, that 12-inch full stroke means that my stick ends up being about 12 inches off the pad. Okay? So as we do this, the goal is that you keep it that same height all the way through. One of the common things that happens is you start off big, and then it ends up small and tiny by the end. Okay? So let's try it all together. Remember, it's 8, 8, 16, and then 8, 8, 16. Okay? I'm going to turn on the Met, and you're going to play with me. Remember our good setup, our good grip, our fulcrum, our good set position. Okay? And then here we go. 1, 2, ready, and play. Okay? That one is pretty self-explanatory. Go ahead and rewind back if you want to check it out again to watch for my left and my right hands. Okay? So, what we were talking before about are these targets that we can focus on as we're doing this. So, one of the targets that we talked about was stroke height. And we were saying we're going to try to do that 12-inch stroke, getting up almost as high as we can without moving our arm. Now, watch out for this again. I don't want to be doing this because that's moving my forearm. This is all in my wrist and keeping my fingers loose so that my stick can get really high. Now don't do this and flip out the fingers as you're going. You want to keep them all around. But notice there is space here that can move. You just don't want to be doing like this, where you lose all contact with the stick. Okay? That's one of the targets. Another target is that your left and your right hand are even. So that means my right hand is going just as high as my left hand is. Okay? Maybe my stick grip didn't feel the same between. Maybe, I know on mine, my left hand, if you can see here, always wants to open up that little hole between the thumb and your first finger. So I'm going to maybe focus on closing that down. Okay? The other thing is if you're feeling really good about that, then is your beating position the same on every stroke? I know my left hand wants to go like here, 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 and all the way around as I'm moving. Okay? So I could focus on that as well. The last thing is just my natural playing position. I noticed that I didn't think about it this time, and I was like kind of putting all my weight on my right foot. We always want to be equally grounded in our feet here. So let's try this. Put your left and your right feet about shoulder width apart. I hope you only have left and right feet. And kind of move back and forth so you have a good balance there. And now we're going to bring that back up and around. Okay? Always be thinking about that good position. I'll try to as well. Okay? Let's play it again and hit one of those targets. So stroke height, left and right, hand even, stick grip, beating position, playing position. Okay? One thing I forgot was when your offhand is not playing, it should stay in set position, which means about an inch off the pad, and see if you can make it stay there. We don't want it to be traveling up as we're playing our other hand. Okay? So everything begins from right down about here. Okay? Let's try it. 1, 2, and play with me. Right, left, right, left, right, left, okay, there we go. So if you heard that and went and rewound it, you'd hear that my left hand isn't always in time. And so that's something that I'm going to be working on as I go through there. Let's talk about next level stuff. And now, I don't mean next level as in, well, I did all those things and I just checked them out. What I would encourage you to do is go rewind this video and go and try to find another target to focus on. You are going to be your best teacher, but you're only going to be your best teacher when you focus on one thing. Okay? So don't try to focus on 3 targets at the same time. Say, this time I'm doing this. If you can do that, you will learn way more from yourself than, say, somebody else even watching you, because you already know what to do. Okay? Let's try this one more time. And this time we are going to change the stick height. So we're still doing full strokes, which means a full rebound and a full prep, except now we're only going to be doing it a 6-inch stroke. So I would say that 6 inches ends up being right about here. So it's kind of like a medium stroke. Okay? Let's try it. You're going to play with me. Get set, feet good. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and play. Cool. So some things that I know that I would want to work on is my very first stroke of each of those was going way, way higher than the 6 inches that I wanted it to. So that's just something I need to think about. Okay? I'm still working on getting my left hand to quit moving around and to feel just as good as my right hand. If you're really having problems with one hand to the other, one thing that you can do is to do a double stop, to play them both at the same time, like this. Okay? What that does is it allows your offhand to naturally mimic the good hand or your right hand as you're doing it. Okay? So then after you get that going well, then you could do this. You start playing together and then isolate the bad hand. Both. Now this time we're going to do our right hand. Both. Left. Okay? So that's just another thing, if you want a little technique you can do to check your left and your right hand equivalency. Okay? The last stroke that we're going to do today is going to be our tap. So this is about the smallest stroke that we'll do. And that tap is literally going to come up just a little bit off of your set position. So we may be coming up like 2 inches off the pad. So it's going to go from here to about here. Pretty tiny, right? Let's try it. 8 on a hand. Play with me. Get set. 1, 2, ready, and play. So for me, the hard one on that is my left hand actually wants to go way higher than my right hand does, okay? And so as we're doing that, the thing to remember about tiny or quiet strokes is that you still have to actuate the stroke, and you actually want to play into the drum. If you're just sitting it and letting it hit really gently, basically letting the stick fall, you're not actually making the drum sound. So even though it's quiet, I'm playing into the drum because I'm going to want to make it resonate. Okay? So we just did the 3 different stick heights on 8 on a hand as we're working. You can go back and do any of those to check yourself on those targets. Okay? Remember, you're the best teacher. If you want another next level thing, I would take this right away and up the tempo. This is quarter note equals 80. You can go and play on your own, get a med out. I would check 80, 100, 120, and 140 to really get a good flexibility in our hands and making them even. Okay, that was 8 on a hand. See you guys later. Bye.